it. Like, you should have known that my child's relationship and my relationship is way better than that. Like, nothing you say or do will stop me from loving my child, liking my child, supporting my child. And anybody who knows me, like, I stand for my kids 100%, and I probably would beat the brakes off that. Oh, I'm sorry. I would probably beat the brakes off that bitch myself, because you don't.
Okay, this is Jessica Baek. Welcome back to my channel. I said on my Twitter, and I'll put my Twitter tag somewhere, that I was going to do an interview with my mom, and if you guys had questions you want to ask my mom when it comes to like BL or LGBTQ plus or parent acceptance or anything like that, to ask me. A couple people did send me questions. But this is my mom. Some of you guys call her Mama Baek, but this is my mom, Marilyn. Hi. I don't think she cares if you call her Mama Baek or whatever. You can call her mom, or she really doesn't care. So we're going to ask her questions. I think I got like 5, maybe 6 questions from people. So I am going to put the tweet for the questions I got from tweets up on the screen. But let's get into it. So we're gonna ask my mom a couple questions. I already know these answers, but just about my mom, so you get a feel for my mom. So, how old are you, if you don't mind asking? I know you don't care. She likes her age.
I'm 50.
Yes, she's 50. She'll be 51 next year.
In January.
Yay.
51 is the new 21. I'm just saying.
I mean, it probably is. I was on the Black Nuna Speaks live on Saturday, and everybody thought I was a teenager. And this is why. Because she doesn't age, so therefore I don't age. So she looks like she's in her 20s, 30s. I look like I'm a child, or as she likes to say, 12. I look like I'm 12. My mom has watched some BL. Okay, her favorite BL is My Lovely Tea. Even though most people seem to hate this show, I don't know why. I actually really like it. My mom really liked it. You can say that louder so they can hear you, please. Don't do that.
I liked it a lot. A lot. It was a good show.
And she has seen Why Are You? It was really hard for her to get into Why Are You after the first episode, because she hated the first episode like most of us did. She does like walk past me while I watch BL, because before reactions I watched it on my TV in the living room. So she sees clips, she watches Asian shows, so she's not new to it. But what is your experience, or do you know people that are LGBTQ+?
Yes.
So.
I have family members that are gay or lesbian. I have friends that are bi. I have co-workers that are confused but trying to figure it out. So yeah, I know quite a people that are the letters.
Right. Also, what are your views on LGBTQ plus people, marriage, all that?
Well, my views on any type of relationship is everybody has the equal right to be miserable. I mean, if you want to be in a relationship, I mean, you have that right to be as miserable as the rest of the married people in the world. you want to get married to your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, you should, because when you get divorced, they should take half your stuff. I don't really have a great viewpoint on marriage. I've been married a few times. And most of my husbands didn't make it. So
my mom's also not like has the greatest view on monogamy or women in monogamy. So yeah, but we're gonna move on.
Yeah.
So yeah, my mom is, I guess when I grew up, my mom was considered the forward thinking mom. We didn't have the same moral constraints of people that we hung out with or that we went to church with, even though my mom is Southern Baptist, my grandmother is raised all of us as Southern Baptist, but my grandmother, even being a devout Christian woman, was very open-minded and believed that God made people that were LGBTQ plus as well as straight people. I mean, it's the first sentence in the Bible, God made everything. So it was considered in my house natural, and there wasn't really a big negative viewpoint on it. So that's how I grew up. Also, I grew up in Las Vegas. There's a lot of drag queens, and it was just that. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. So that's kind of how I have my perception of life now. But let's get into these questions. So the first question is from Javier, and his Twitter handle is, or his Twitter name is HaJun. And his question is, Mama Baek, how do you think LGBTQ children can help their parents understand them a bit more without it being too forceful or imposed? Since not everyone had a dad like Pete in DBK or a mom like Pete in LBC.
Wow. Well, I think first you would probably want to get in a conversation with your parents just about LGBTQ plus. I don't know if I left out any letters. You would want to get into a conversation with your parent in general, just about their thoughts on the subject, and share your thoughts on the subject. That way you can kind of gauge where their mind is, where their tolerance is, and then, you know, proceed from there. No parent really wants their child to just spring something on them, anything. And I'm not just talking about, you know, your lifestyle choices, just anything. Like, I wrecked the car, or I'm pregnant, or, you know, we don't want those things just blurted out to us. So I think if you just start the conversation and build up to it, it's more natural and less forced.
Okay. And also, my mom is 50, going on 51. So when she was younger, it was just 4 letters, okay? So it was just the L, the G, the B, and the T. So the new letters, if she forgets letters, forgive her, because there's more letters now, but she's learning the letters. I mean, you can say that.
I'm not gonna say that.
I'm gonna have to edit this real quick because no, not that. Okay, question 2. This is from Allie, who I did the podcast with, Lay.
Okay.
What would be a personality that would shock you to see in a parent of a Boys Love or Girls Love series?
I guess the more accepting parents, they're few and far between from my experience in watching the shows that I've watched. You don't get very many parents that are just open and accepting to their child when their child you know, comes out and tells them they're in this relationship with this person. So that would really shock me to see more accepting parents.
Accepting parents.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Okay, this one is from Rachel. I actually have two from Rachel. She's one of your kids in the Manila group chat. She's one of your kids.
Okay, girl.
All my close friends, my mom just considers them her kids. So, do you have a favorite parent or parents from a Boys Love series?
Yeah, I like that dad and
she likes
Pete's dad.
She likes Pete's dad from Dark Blue Kiss, but her absolute favorite dad is the dad from My Lovely Tea. That was Drake's character's dad, because he was understanding of his kid and accepting of his kid, but he also, the questions he asked were to make sure that his child was ready for the prejudice people would have of him in society. But as long as his kid said, yeah, I'm ready, you know, I accept it, he was fine with his child being in a same-sex relationship and being homosexual. So that's her favorite. You want to get your phone?
Can you pause it?
No, but I can edit it.
Okay. Let me just see.
Alrighty. Question 4, which is also from Rachel. Do you have a favorite coming out reaction from a Boys Love parent? Would basically be the same as...
It would be the same when the boy told his dad and the dad was just like, oh, okay, I just want you to be happy.
Okay, so her favorite coming out reaction from BL parent is from My Lovely Tea, Drake's character's father, or Mork's dad, you know, asking the questions and then accepting his kid. That was her favorite. Also, I will say, I know you guys know the shows, but I gotta explain it because my mom doesn't have the best memory.
I don't.
She remembers recipes and that's about it. Okay, so now I have to move to my phone so I can get these other questions. These questions are from Patty from PS LovexLove. Okay. What tropes are you tired of seeing?
Okay, listen. I'm really, really over this rape.
Yeah.
That's a trope, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really over this because at no point in time in any relationship any straight relationship, do you hear about a woman getting raped and people saying, oh, well, he just did it because he loves you so much. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. So I'm really over that.
It's not a relationship starter.
It's not. I mean, that's a prison sentence starter. Like that's not right. Like, and domestic battery shouldn't be celebrated anywhere. So I'm really over that too. Like, we should not celebrate people in relationships that stay in relationships, that continue relationships that are based on violence. Like, that's not okay. And I'm really, really over that.
Also, you said because of people's perception of gay people.
Yes, I don't like the deviant perception. Like, I know some deviants. I know some old men that prey on young girls, and I know some old women that prey on young men, but I don't know any LGBTQ plus people. I don't know any sexual deviants, and I don't like it when the media portrays people that are homosexual in a deviant way. Like, I don't think they're predators.
All right.
I don't like it.
All right, again from Patty. Is there any scene with a parent-child where you were hurt with how the parent acted?
Ooh, that lady.
If so, how would you have handled it?
Ooh, that lady.
The mom, T's mom from My Lovely T, and how she denied her child's sexuality is the thing she hates the most. Also, my mom really didn't like the fact that T's mom went to Mork to try to make Mork break up with T. I'm just gonna set that up for y'all so y'all understand what she's saying. But she hates that woman to the bottom of her soul.
To the depth of my innards.
But the denial T's mom had of him hurt my mom, because my mom very much believes that every parent knows who their child is. So you could.
And I do. I believe, like, if my son or daughter were in a same-sex relationship, before they told me, I would know. Like, I believe you know who your child is. I believe you know what their interests are. I believe you know the very person that they are. So for you to sit there and say, oh, well, I don't believe you're this, or I don't believe you're that, or can't you just change? Like, that's like asking a black person, can't you just be white? Or a white person, can you just be Asian? Like, you can't change who you are, who you were born. Like, that's the very soul of you. So it's a little bit ridiculous to me when parents act like they're so shocked or they're so surprised that their child is whatever. Because we know. We do.
And also, my mom is one of those people where she believes you shouldn't have to change who you are. If you are you, live as you. So, you know, my mom is one of those people where people have told her that she isn't okay as who she is. And so basically a parent telling a child that is extremely hurtful. What do you think about the lack of locked doors in Boys Love series? This is also from Patty.
I don't really have a problem with that. Lack of locked doors. Why we gotta lock the door?
It's also my mom. If people are living in a parent's house, my mom does not believe you should be having sex in your parent's house.
You can't.
So we don't have locked doors in this house. It doesn't matter how this house came about to be. It's my mother's house. I got it for her, so I live in it. There's no locked doors here. But think of it as this way: if I had my own apartment and I was getting it in and I didn't lock the door, that happens a lot in Boys Love, where they are in their own condos and they don't lock the door and people walk in on them. That is a regular thing.
I'm just saying, but what's the problem with that? Like, I personally don't see a problem with it, because if I'm in my own apartment and I'm doing whatever they people do, I just don't believe, like, I have to lock myself in a room to express myself. I'm at home in my own place.
I mean, this is usually how, like, people end up walking in on them now.
I mean, then they should have knocked, or they should have called first. Like, I mean,
my mom doesn't care that there's no locked doors.
And when Jessica moves and gets her own place, I will have a key and I won't knock and I won't call. And if she's getting it in, she better stop when I get there. I don't know. it's your place. Like, you should be free to, I mean, this is the very basis of voyeurism. If those people didn't want to see it, they wouldn't walk in there.
But in her own house, my mom is basically like, next Friday, no more locked doors, okay?
No more locked doors.
Okay.
Bilingual.
Okay, where was I? Okay, also from Patty, what's your favorite series and least favorite series?
I don't know.
Her favorite series?
I don't know the names of them.
Her favorite series is My Lovely Tea, or Cause You're My Boy. That's her favorite series. Her least favorite, I don't think she has a least favorite right now. Oh, she wouldn't watch it because I described it, because my oldest brother wanted to watch some BLs with me. And I know people are gonna get really upset, but it was Tarn type, okay? Because of the sexual assault aspect. My mom won't watch things at all. It's not just Boys Love. Any kind of movie, any kind of shows that have sexual assault or rape or child molestation in the show, my mom absolutely will not watch it. So it's not that she dislikes it. My mother refuses to watch that show. She refuses to watch Love by Chance. She refuses to watch Love by Chance 2. She won't watch those things. So it's not necessarily she dislikes them because she's never seen them. She doesn't like the things in them, so she refuses to watch them. And anybody that would like to come for my mother because she refuses to watch it, I will block you.
Oh, come for me if you want to, boo-boo.
I mean, even if you found her social media.
I don't go on
my
it.
mom doesn't go on her social media. She doesn't know how to work Twitter. So it wouldn't matter anyway. But I will block you. I promise you. Don't come for my mom because she doesn't watch Tarn Type. If she's never seen it, she's not going to watch it.
They probably shouldn't watch it either. I mean, it promotes something that's really heinous.
Right. My mom is also one of those people, she doesn't think you should watch it either because it's promoting something that is wrong and a heinous crime. What's your most hated character from a BL series? The mom, T's
that
mom.
lady!
It's T's mom from My Lovely T, and it's also the dad, Tutor's dad from Why Are You?
Is it the eyebrow guy?
Tutor, Fighter's dad.
Is that the eyebrow guy?
In the show that was about the book turned into life,
yes.
Fighter. She doesn't like Fighter's dad. For the same reason, because you went to Tutor to ask him to break up with your kid and try to pay him to break up with your kid because you didn't want your kid to be gay. It's dumb.
I mean, I would have took the money and still stay with your kid. I don't know.
That part.
And we gonna live on your money because you was stupid enough to give it to me.
That part. And also when you die, I mean, I can still have your kid. So,
and I'm gonna tell your kid what you did.
So those are the questions from Patty. That was the end of my questions from other people. So for my questions, if you were the parent in a Boys Love or Girls Love series, how would you want to find out about your child's relationship and or sexuality with someone of the same sex?
I don't know. I guess I would. I know I would already know before my child told me, but I would just like them to just tell me. Like, I don't. Whatever way they feel comfortable telling me, that's how I would want them to tell me. Like, I would already know, and I would just be like, ah, okay. You hungry? Want some to eat?
Okay, well, to go off of that, this isn't on this paper, but there's a Filipino show called Game Boys, and one of the main characters, Cairo, because he rejected his best friend that had a crush on him, she was a girl, and told him, you know, he wasn't sure about his sexuality. She outed him to his parents, to the school and his parents, and so that's how everybody found out. So how would you feel about that if somebody outed your child to you?
I wouldn't feel any way about my child, because I would feel more about the person that did it. Like, you should have known that my child's relationship and my relationship is way better than that. Like, nothing you say or do will stop me from loving my child, liking my child, supporting my child. And anybody who knows me, like, I stand for my kids 100%, and I probably would beat the brakes off that.
You can curse.
Sorry. I would probably beat the brakes off that bitch myself, because you don't fuck my child over like that. Like, that's wrong. And if you're that person's friend, you like, don't do something like that. But you know, I just can't. That really makes me mad, like a lot.
All right.
A lot.
So, do you think a parent doesn't know about their child's sexuality and who they truly are?
No, I don't. I don't believe that at all. And I know there's a lot of parents that will say, I didn't know, and I just personally, and it's only my opinion, growing up the way I did, like, I just feel like if you know your child, if you know they were born a boy, or if you know they were born black, or if you know that they have hair, like, you know what they are, you know them, like, you know what their preferences are. And no matter how much you try to deny it, like, I just believe deep down inside you know.
Alrighty. And what is your biggest problem with Boys Love and the portrayals of homosexuals in the shows?
The violence. The violence, and those people that pretend that they're not a homosexual, but they just love this man. They don't like any other man or any other woman. I just fell in love with this person. You fell in love with that person of the same sex, so that makes you homosexual.
Right. And even if you're not gay, you're definitely not straight.
Bi.
Right.
It makes you something.
Right. It makes you bi, it makes you pan, but you may not be gay, but you damn sure not straight, in the words of my friend PJ. So I guess my issue is also the violence, the I'm not gay, or I don't like men, I just like this one. And also the fact that feminine characters can't get love, or they're constantly made fun of because they're feminine. So, like, I have a problem with that, because I have friends that are gay that are feminine. And it also bothers me that the non-feminine gay men in shows make fun of the feminine gay men. You're both gay. Like, we should be supportive of each other. Also, lastly, imagine the viewers are my friends. What would you like to say to them if they are going through, troubles? They haven't come out yet, they're struggling with coming out, or they've come out and they're not being accepted, or they're being bullied because they're gay, or just anything, or even just fans of Boys Love that are girls, and get made fun of for liking Boys Love, anything.
I guess I would say, be true to who you are. Like, whatever you are, whoever you are, whatever you like own that. Like, don't change to fit into a situation. Don't hide who you are to fit into a situation. If you like Boys Love, be proud to like Boys Love. My oldest son, he's 34, and he watches everything. He watches Boys Love, Girls Love, Asian shows. He likes every kind of music. And I raise my children to be tolerant and accepting of everything and everyone. Don't hide that. Like, I never was judgmental with them, because I didn't want them to go out into the world and be judgmental. I wasn't like, you can't like them because they're gay, because I didn't want them to go to work or go to school and shun people that were different or that felt different. Like, I wanted them to get to know people for who they are and how they are, and like them or don't like them because of that reason, not because of some label or stereotype imposed on them. Like, own it, own your truth. Like, get up every day and just take it for what it is and be who you are. Like, just accept it, and if no one else accepts it, that's their problem. They're missing out. You aren't. And you don't need those type of people in your life that you have to hide it or force something different because they don't accept who you are.
All right, and that concludes our interview. If you guys have other questions or comments you want to say to my mom, you can leave them in the comments below. You can tell them to me on my Twitter, which will be somewhere over here. Do you want me to give them your Twitter?
I mean, do I got one?
You have a Twitter.
Oh, I got a Twitter.
You can say it or ask it to her on her Twitter.
I'm not gonna answer because I don't know how to answer on Twitter. So.
Which I will put right here. We'll figure it out. She'll answer. Don't worry about it. Maybe it won't be speedily. So that's it. But and maybe she will come on here again. She wants to talk about some shows, not just BL shows. She has a lot of shows she has gripes about, and she want to get it off her chest. So she will definitely be on my channel again. She did say she would like to react with me over something.
Y'all might not be ready for these reactions though. I'm just saying, because I am over the top at some. I just say what comes to my mind, and some of these bitches be pissing me off.
I probably none of the videos with my mother will be monetized because they will be full of curse words. As I've said before, I'm Creole or Korean. This is the Creole part. So she very Southern. She very Louisiana. She very real about it, so she will.
I just ain't got the accent no more, y'all.
That part. She got rid of her accent, but you know, this is the Creole and the Pinoy right here. So she will be very real about everything she says.
Just say it.
So whenever she's on my channel, it's not monetized.
It won't be.
But my mom would love to hear from you. If anybody would like to be adopted into my mom's extended family, she got a lot of adopted kids.
Y'all hungry? Y'all want some to eat?
She'll feed you. She'll listen to you. I mean, you could cry to her. You might not get a hug. You get food out of it, but you won't get a hug.
No, it's not. You might not get a hug. You will not get a hug. Don't touch me.
We don't hug. We don't hug unless you absolutely need it. We don't hug. So, but she is very warm. She's very welcoming. She loves people. If you're not accepted by those around you, come here and we accept you. My mom accepts you. But I hope you enjoyed this interview, and this has been my mom, Marilyn, Mama Baek, and this has been Jessica Baek. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.
Bye.
Oh yeah, by the way, this is the bracelet I made for my mom on Mother's Day, and it's custom. It's not on my website, but if you would like a custom bracelet, you can get one. Hold on, let me do this. There we go. All right, and bye.
Bye.